to Humanizing Moms, Season 2, and Part 2 with Candice.
So, in episode 1, Candice kind of walked us through, like, the beginning parts of her motherhood journey. So, let's talk about you, like, how motherhood has impacted you outside of, obviously, being a mom. Like, your, relationships, your self-care, all those fun things.
I am a completely different person.
Yeah.
Like, I think that, and as far as marriage goes in your relationship, like with your spouse, it took us a while. We had some rocky years.
Find your groove.
Exactly. Because
that sounds familiar.
I was a teenager. I was 19 when we started dating, and then we got married so early, and, he's quite a bit older than me. So it was me, I was not only trying to find myself as a woman at that time, I was trying to find myself as, a wife, as a mother, and, being so young. Who really, in hindsight, now I'm like, who really knows what they want to do at 19?
Nobody.
Like, it, and
I don't know
at
what
the
I want to do
time,
most days.
it really seemed that that's what I really, truly, wanted. And so there was times in my 20s, late 20s that, you're changing. Like, you change, you evolve, and, you kind of all have to, I think it kind of comes a point where either, you and your spouse or relationship, either, you come back together and you love them for the person they are now.
Yep.
Not the person that you married, because they change. We just had our 11th wedding anniversary, and I mean, a lot's changed in 11 years. So it took a while to find who we both were as parents, and then separately me as a woman, and then me as a wife as well.
It's all different. So all those different pieces.
It is, and communicating is key. When you stop fighting, that's when there's an issue. Like when you stop fighting, because when you're fighting, you care. Yeah.
When there's no emotion left, then it's numb.
Exactly.
No, I follow. I know what you mean. Yeah.
I think I just realized that we were the same age when we started dating our spouses.
You started dating when you came
when you were 19. But I think, was that 2008?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yes.
Realization. Sorry.
Did you meet Gary on MySpace? That's where one met Mike.
Mike and I met was online.
That's what we'll do. We'll do an origins video.
Oh my god!
Can you still get on MySpace?
Yes. It's still a website.
People still use that.
But it's for something totally different now. It's not what it was.
Oh, I'm sure. Look, you just gave. But me changing and my friends. There's been people that have come in and out of my life that I don't, necessarily talk to. But I've found that as far as friends goes, that I still have the same main core. I mean, I've added a few on our moves.
Yeah.
I've picked up a few, but I've never been one that has like a ton of quote friends. I mean, I know everyone, and I'm cordial when I say hello and all that. But you as a mom, you have to choose who you're going to, because when you're not spending time with your kids, or when I'm not spending time with Trip, those times have to be important. Because I'm missing out.
It's got to be worth it.
You have to definitely decide. Whether you're going to have
that's a good point.
Quantity or quality.
Right.
And I definitely have quality friends. The friends that I do have are good friends. Like, I don't.
And you said that you because you were one of the first. You were the first.
I was
to have, and that didn't matter. Like you were able to maintain like.
I mean, it did for certain times.
Sure, I can see that.
But like I said, all of my friends, they eventually caught up to where I was, and I mean, it just it just full circle,
that's great, because that's not common. Usually when you're in a group of, it's so hard to keep friends as a female anyway. I just moved cities and lost all my friends, but it's really hard to be the only one though, because a lot of people don't know how to step outside of not understanding and be understanding. So that speaks to the type of friends that you had though, because that they didn't just go, you, like you have kids, I'm
Right,
not interested in being
right,
a friend
right.
anymore. Like
Right.
that's a big deal. And then to your point, like you know that you're bringing quality people around your kids. So like when your friend, I forgot the older one, I forgot her name, the one that just came to
Sharon.
visit not that long ago,
Sharon,
right?
yeah.
So like the people that are still around you that support you, like those are people that your kid is going to know also. So it's
Yeah.
good to know that they're,
Oh yeah,
you know,
and they
Good people.
Yeah,
all
good
of them love Trip and treat
Yeah.
him,
Yeah.
as they as their own.
Mhm.
But I think too, I was a little bit different in the sense that my husband's job kind of forced me to not get caught in that mommy trap, the trap where you don't do anything when they're really little and you don't go anywhere, and like
Oh, yeah.
it's
That makes
your
sense, yeah.
your house is your
this is it.
this is it because this is the easiest, and it was hard taking a 2-year-old to
I don't.
a football game. It was,
oh yeah,
I mean,
that makes
it-
sense.
get
But
that.
you didn't have it. But
I
you
didn't
had
have a
to.
choice,
You're being,
and it sucked at the time.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, I want to pull my hair out. But
Mhm.
now it's like that's how I didn't lose.
Those pieces,
people,
yeah.
Yeah.
because I was forced to have to still
Go out and do
go
things
out and
like-
do things.
Yeah.
And he was awful. I mean, he was awful at football games. He's always had this, crazy personality, and which I told you the story about him licking the handrails.
Yes.
When he was 2, and we lived in Darien, and he ran away from me, and I was on one side of the bleachers,
Mhm.
and it's got the handrails that
Mm.
separate, so you don't have morons that try to go up the place you're supposed
Right.
to go down, and all
Right.
of that. And he went underneath there, and then got up to the top of the bleachers and licked the handrail from the top of the bleachers all the way to the bottom.
That's why I never get
saying
sick.
that it's cold. Because it was, October, November, and
So the
metal
was cold.
Oh my God.
and he like licked it, and it was like, I'm
Well.
looking like crazy, and that's another thing about, I think
At least his tongue didn't
you
stick.
get over what people think about you, and how crazy you look when it comes to your kids. Because meanwhile, I'm screaming, I'm gonna beat your butt, when I catch you eventually, because he's like little, and he's like juking me. I mean, he is.
Got away.
He
He
did.
just-
So, and I think that was different, because I have always cared about what people thought about me, and then becoming a mom and having to do discipline in public, and still be who you truly want to be as a mom, and not really caring about what
Right.
everyone else's opinion is of it, or
It's hard.
it is hard. It is hard because everyone raises their children
differently.
differently, and you got to do what's best for you,
What
like
works.
what works for you, your
Mm-hmm.
household, and your kid, because every kid, I'm sure, is different. And
On that idea, on that thought, do you think that you were kind of lucky in the respect that he's 8 now, and when he was little, you didn't really have social media
oh my gosh,
influencing you as much as right now?
That's
as
a
much
good
as right
point.
now. No,
That's a
for
good
sure.
question.
There's a lot right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is.
Oh my gosh.
Well, and I was and kind of touching off of that, I was actually going to comment on the fact that, we took Oliver to the aquarium, and he has a little backpack, and you know this, I'm mostly just telling them, but,
Aria has one too.
all 5 of you that are watching. And, so he has a book bag that is a leash, essentially, and no one said anything. I would have gone to jail, but I definitely watched and saw the reactions to the fact that we are trying to keep our son safe.
Right.
As a 2-year-old in an open environment with animals and people everywhere, we definitely got the looks of, oh my God, because he was on a leash,
Right.
and realistically, yes, it's a dinosaur little backpack, and he likes it, but it really shouldn't have mattered what it looked like, because the idea and the principle is the same. And so it's to your point, you do have to get to a point where it's this is what's best for my kid. I have to not give a shit what you think, because otherwise, what is that going to mean for his safety?
No,
or
you're
my
putting-
peace of mind.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're putting someone else's opinion over the safety of your child.
What's better
And
for them?
Right.
I do think, that silver lining, there were definitely people that were like, oh, that's because
Cool
I
idea.
saw a few of
Yeah.
them, because it was when we went a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And there were definitely a few that were like, man, we should get something, because their kids were being assholes. And Oliver was getting to be independent, but
In
also
a controlled
in a
space.
controlled space.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like
Although he definitely tried to run, and that was embarrassing. Because as soon as he took off my arm, he's not strong enough to drag me. So as soon as it happened, I pulled my arm, and he just went, "Ugh!" That happened
I
twice.
said it only happened like twice though.
But it was like one of those moments I was like,
I didn't push him, I swear.
and I know, but it's just one of those things where I was like, oh.
To add to that you did the leash, the kid leash.
I know. I don't know
Kid
what else.
leash.
The harness,
I mean,
nothing
that's
sounds
what it
better,
is.
but it is
Right.
good.
Because he doesn't like to ride in a stroller.
No, he
Right.
does not.
And
He will
so
not sit in a stroller.
it's to each their own. I mean, at the end of the day, like you said, it's about I don't want my kid to get snatched.
No, it's about
So
his
do you want
safety.
your kid to get snatched, or do you want to look like an asshole that's got your kid on a leash?
That's true. Because
You know,
I've
I
seen
would rather take
videos
that.
in the broad daylight where people snatch kids off. It's sitting with their parents, like in the middle of the day. Like it is a thing.
And people are awful.
And there's that way that book bag clips across his chest. You're not getting him.
It's
not happening.
No,
You
it's
know.
it's like a harness. It goes
Yeah, it
across
goes across.
the
It's
chest.
got two straps,
Yep.
which is good anyway, because that means it's not pulling on their shoulders. It's
Right.
pulling on
And-
their body.
And when he did go too fast, it didn't go up to his neck or anything.
No, it pulls his chest.
It pulled his
It went
chest
to the
back.
collar.
Which then makes him fall on his butt, and it looks way dramatic because and then he's bamboozled.
Right.
Because he's like, whoa, like what just happened?
Right. I fell, mommy.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. But
That's funny.
yeah, you do have to kind of get over that caring, and it's hard
Yeah.
because sometimes even when you don't want to care, it still bothers you, or it still hurts your feelings, or it
Yes.
still like gets to you. You know, especially if it's like people that you know or you care about, like, and they say something crappy, then you're like, I don't care, but I care that you said that. Like,
I'm gonna tell you that I don't care, and then when I leave, I'm
Yeah.
probably gonna cry in the car. But
yeah,
that's
it's
none
one of
your
those kind of
business.
things. Yeah.
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 It just like sucks. But
So like I know you and I know because I talk to Candice every day. Like what are some of the things that you love so much about like his age now, like him being older and just like the things that you guys get to do together?
I can actually have a conversation with him.
Yeah, that's good.
You know, we have all
That sounds
sorts of
delightful.
I mean, it is.
Yes.
You have no idea.
yeah.
The kid loves to talk, and
He does.
he's a talker, and we've always emphasized being a gentleman and how to treat a lady, and
He always holds the door for us.
he does,
That's
and
He has a lot of pride in it too.
and that makes me feel good as a
Yeah.
parent. Like that's just every time he does it, it never gets old.
You're just
that-
like,
like and when he misses or he missteps, I mean Gary is great about it as well. You know, I mean we were very much on top of it of this is the right thing to do.
sure.
You know, this is what you're supposed to do. There's not an option like we were talking about holding the door.
Holding the door,
Holding the door.
not letting it
What
close
is
on people's
that? But
faces.
people don't hold doors for people. Like it doesn't matter if you're purple, if you're white, if you're Spanish, if you're old, if you're young,
If you're
a boy,
female, if you're male,
you know,
hold
it
the
doesn't
door.
matter. You know, if somebody's behind you, like that should be like an automatic response
Yeah.
to, and especially
Instinctively.
it should be. And I don't know what happened and when that stopped, but it did stop.
It was
I mean,
instilled in me.
it's-
I hold the door for everybody, sometimes ridiculously so. If you're a few steps behind, I'll wait.
That's an awkward
Mhm.
feeling, isn't
It
it? When
is.
you're like, come on, lady. Like, I don't want to be rude, but geez, knees. Pick it up.
That's true, that's true.
It's also, but when you're that person, and like this past year, people are like germs, and you hold the door for people anyway. Sometimes the people that are coming up to the door, they're like, "Thank you," but
Weird about
That
it.
is super
but I
awkward.
still hold the door
I
for
think
them.
that it's gonna pass though. It's gonna.
Yeah, I
that's
mean,
that part,
whatever
yeah.
it is.
But like
Rick
even-
says he's worried. He gets like, he's had several reactions where he's held the door for girls and they've like said snarky things to him, like he was doing it to date them. Like they're just like that's their like some people just react so oddly to it in general.
right.
But he's had people
it's
like,
like a generational mentality.
yeah, it's like if he holds a door for a girl and she has to make a comment about like basically insinuating that she's not interested, and he's like, I should
Wasn't
have just let it hit
asking.
you in the face. Like, you know, because like he's just trying to be polite. It wasn't because she was a girl that might have been pretty. It's just because
Yes.
that's what he
What
does.
you
He holds
do.
the door for people. So
Because chivalry is not dead.
it's
not.
Okay.
It's not.
It's not. So we do things. We go on dates,
Mhm.
and
That's cute.
something Gary and I both we love good food.
Yeah.
I mean, I would rather not go out to eat for 6 months and then go to a fine dining restaurant and drop a couple hundred. You know, like that to me is worth not, you know, that whole experience. And given that we've moved so much and we've always been at least an hour and a half from my parents, or Gary's parents live in North Carolina, so even further, Tripp's always been with us.
Yeah.
So every time, you know, we go to a nice restaurant, he's with us. And I love that, you know, at first it was definitely, you know, teaching him how to act.
A bit of a chore.
Yeah, when you're in such a nice place.
Yes.
Because it is, this isn't a place that you give your kid a phone to watch.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Sure.
if there's candles on the table and the lights are dim with a big old chandelier, not the place to take out your phone and start watching it. You know?
Sure,
Like,
yeah.
you know, in all of that. So, Tripp and I love to go on dates. So we go on our little dates, and he doesn't, it's so wonderful because he doesn't ask for my phone or anything.
Because he just knows.
He just knows. And he sits down and he's like, so, you know, how was your day? Start from the beginning. Don't leave anything out. You know, like, so we literally have to start with first I woke up, you know, and then I brushed my teeth, and, you know, like.
Don't leave anything
I mean,
out. That's so
literally, it's
cute.
like from start, you know, to finish. And that's kind of like an everyday thing. We generally,
Just talk about your
whether
day.
that be in, you know, in the bathtub or like, you know, like I said, he's a big talker, and we still have that open door policy, you know, in our house, with you know, changing, and, you know, there's really, like I said, there's not really any kind of, you know, boundaries for that kind of thing, because I don't necessarily think that there's anything wrong with the human body. Like, you know, it only gets bad if you take it there.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know, and anyway, so we talk all the time. He's in the bathtub and I'm sitting there talking to him about his day, and, you know, it's pretty wonderful this age. It really is. It's annoying. I mean, I'm not gonna lie and say that it doesn't have its, you know, because he does talk all the time, and it's most of the time about things that I have no clue. Like the kids watching kids play games on YouTube. Like I can't get into that.
I do that as an adult.
But that, you know, and like, it's like, you know, we're complete opposites.
Yeah, I know.
So it's not.
Trip and I are kindred spirits.
And I'm like, I don't get it, buddy. You know, oh, such and
You're
such.
just like, oh, okay. You just nod and
Right,
smile.
right.
and-
Such and such just passed this level on, you know, Fortnite, and it was so funny. And I'm like, now who is this? And he's like, oh, my YouTuber that I watch. You know, and I'm like, well, why don't you play the game and then you do that? You know what I mean? Like, you get past the level, not watch somebody else do it.
Sure.
Like, you do that. And it's a whole thing. Like, he's not weird, you know, because every other kid his age, they do it too. Like, it's just the thing now.
No, I have Let's Players that I watch religiously.
And it's so, you know, given that I've never, you know, the closest video game I ever played was Super Mario Brothers. You know,
Sure.
And
You never played The Sims? I feel like you played The Sims.
I never had. I literally had the gray Nintendo.
Oh my god.
You get to make their nose shape and their.
Melinda takes 6 hours to make a fucking character on The Sims. It's so annoying.
It has to be
Worth
perfect.
the
It's so
investment.
annoying. It's
That's
not.
funny.
It's not, because she gets nothing accomplished.
Well, the good
Right.
news is it's not a 2-player game, so.
No, but she liked to play it in the main living space where everybody else has to sit and.
So
Then
they
I
have
got
to
it
be
on my
involved in
computer
your-
though, so it was fine.
That's funny.
It's
So-
still on my computer.
Yeah, I know. Rick just told me that Sims 4 is for $8, and I was like, Psh, bitch, I had that game since it came out. I've been playing Sims 4. I'm ready for them to come out with Sims 5.
I mean, for real though.
I'm gonna need to sit down and play a video game.
You should.
I watched.
I will
kids
tell
play
you,
it,
as
but-
long as it's not like I don't recommend horror games for relaxing, but
You don't think you should play Alice?
Alice is fun. Alice is a lot of fun. Alice Madness Returns. But there are games that are, you still have to think while you're playing them, but it's such a, like, you get out, like, some frustration, you get out, like, I mean,
Fable.
they can really be, like, relief
Mhm.
from your whatever day, unless you're Rick. He's angry all the time. when
Well,
he
it
plays
kind of
games.
takes you from where
Outside
you start.
of it,
Yes,
yeah.
outside of yourself and
Sure.
into that. I get that. That
Yeah.
makes sense. It does.
Yeah. Yeah.
It does for sure.
But yeah, so 8 years old. That's crazy to think about. I can't even imagine Oliver being 8 years old.
It
I'm
happens
just,
way faster than
I'm
you
just
think.
imagining the sass. It's so
Yeah, you
different
guys
with a
are
girl.
effed.
I was talking to my cousin and their
So
daughter.
effed.
Their daughter is 3.5, and we were talking about, she's like, the sass. It's,
Harper,
it's ridiculous, the sass.
our
And I'm
boss's
like,
daughter,
"Oh, I'm
she
already
showed
feeling
she
it."
showed us this video of her like dancing, and so she's got some spunk.
Girls are my husband wants a girl so bad. Like he is, every little girl he sees, he just thinks that they're just like the cutest thing ever. And all I see is
Drama.
age 13. All I see is age 13 and me throat punching her.
I know.
Like
That's so
what
true.
That's
That's
what
so
I see.
true.
Mug
'Cause,
like that today.
No, that's so true.
girls are
Yeah.
they're different. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. All right.
Yeah.
She's gonna have lots of things to talk
The
about.
good
in a
news
few
is
years.
I was a horrible teenager, so I know what to look for.
You know the signs.
Yeah.
The signs. Yeah.
I hope so.
Well, the signs
You
probably
say
a little
that, they
different.
change. They
Oh
change.
gosh, it is so different. Like, seeing my niece, who she's about to be 8. Cece's gonna be 8
Jesus.
at the end of the month.
I thought you were talking about the other ones.
Oh yeah, that one's 21, and then there is another one who's 16. The 21-year-old is definitely interesting. She's a lot of fun to talk to now as an adult. She blocked me on Snapchat for a long time because she thought I was gonna tell her mom what she does.
Being a narc.
Be a narc. That's not me, boo boo. But now she's really fun to talk to. But Cece, she's like into making all these movies. In fact, they did that when we were there the other day. They included Aria in their little movie thing. But it's still like the sass. They're so sassy.
Yeah.
The attitude.
I wasn't cut out to be a girl mom.
I mean, you get Aria part-time, so.
Yeah. Rick and Aria have like a weird connection. She loves him.
She does love him.
She really does. It's very bizarre.
Mm-hmm.
I had just looked through pictures the other day. I have a picture of her brushing his hair on the floor. He's just sitting there and she's just brushing it back.
We were at the aquarium, and he tried to get Oliver to hold his hand, and Oliver just kind of went off with you.
Mm-hmm.
I think you and Mike, and then Aria walked up to him and grabbed his hand, and they walked.
She loves Rick. It's
I'm
the
like-
cutest thing.
Well, if she's gonna hold your hand. It's so cute.
That's precious.
Oh man.
So do you think there are any like challenges with this age other than it being kind of annoying? Or anything that you've experienced, I guess, thus far that's been kind of rocky? Had an adjustment period? That sort of thing?
The schoolwork
Yeah.
is when you get to that age,
Mm-hmm.
Parenting doesn't the amount of I want to say difficulty. The amount of difficulty doesn't change; it shifts
To other things.
to other things.
That's so
it
true.
doesn't
That's so true.
become any less hard. It just the priorities and timelines and what you have to get done in a day, it just kind of like shifts. And so the past 2 years, I'm tired.
Mhm.
I'm exhausted. I mean, I work all day and then I come home and my husband's wonderful, but at the end of the day, he is a man, and we all know the things that they do that just it just irks us,
Mhm.
So you got that, and then you add my little man, who is
Mhm.
also a boy,
Mhm.
and to that, and we've got guitar lessons, and he's got to practice his guitar, and then we've got schoolwork, and he wants to play with his neighborhood friends, and getting everything into one day is because by the time we all get home, and especially whenever it's football season or track, like right now Gary is coaching track, so they're not getting home until almost 6 o'clock like I am. I know that seems kind of early because some people don't get home till later than that, but 6 o'clock, and then you got a 9 o'clock bedtime.
Mhm.
3 hours
To do
all of
to do homework, to do reading, and his reading has definitely improved from last year because doing the remote learning, distance learning, he didn't Gary did a great job, but he had classes to teach as well.
Sure.
So
He's in 2nd grade.
he's in 2nd grade, and he's come leaps and bounds this since Christmas to now. It's like it's incredible. Like he's really worked hard and with his reading, and he's never struggled at math. Math is it's insane. He just like does the problems.
Just comes
in his
to
head.
him.
It
Yeah.
does naturally.
That's good.
But then when he reads a sentence, he struggles to So it's not a matter of being smart or. Because he's smart, he's very intelligent.
Yeah.
It's just
No, we all have weaknesses.
things
that
exactly,
just aren't-
exactly.
yeah.
So the reading and the homework, like I said, and somehow feeding in between there and cleaning up the kitchen and then yelling because I don't know what it is, but you have to tell them, go through the whole thing, you're in the bathtub. Did you wash your hair? Did you wash your face? Did you wash your butt? Did you wash your Peter? Did you wash your underarms? Like, you have to specifically
ask all of those
and
things.
y'all will
checklist.
see. You especially having a boy, like, you have to specifically
These
say,
each and the
you know,
thing,
what,
yeah.
and it's like, daggone, when is this going to end? When am I not going to have to, did you brush your teeth? Well, no, mommy. Well, it's time to go to school and you have to do this every day. Like, this is not some random once a week
That
thing
we never
that you
do.
have to do.
I mean,
Like,
really,
it's-
that's like checklists with husbands sometimes.
Yes.
It's so exhausting, y'all. It's exhausting. It's rewarding, but geez, it's
Yeah.
well earned. That's for
Well
sure.
earned.
Oh, that's funny.
That is funny.
So the age, my struggle. Your question was that I struggle with him being older, but then he's still not mature.
Okay.
So we're at that where he can do all of those things himself, but I still have to go behind him and like micromanage him to make sure that everything is done.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
we're in that I've got some freedom back, but because I'm not physically doing all
as
of those
much
things,
as right.
But mentally, it's definitely the age is it's exhausting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're really just kind of jumping into the him really learning what it's like to be a human, like in the most serious sense, like the constantly having to reminding of things. It's like when Oliver knocks the cup over 6 times in the same day, he's 2. You know?
And you can justify
and you
that.
can justify it, but when you're trying to do it when they're older, you're just like, I don't understand.
Because you're not teaching. You're teaching them. They're actually becoming the person that they're going to be forever.
Yeah, exactly.
We're
the person you're sending in the world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I don't want to send a person who stinks into the world. Like,
we have enough of those.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's making sure that we're instilling the things that we want him to have the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Right.
So
and making him understand why they're important.
Right.
Because to him they're not. To him he doesn't.
It's
He doesn't care if he smells.
No.
he doesn't care if he matches.
He doesn't
or-
care. You
you
know,
know,
those
I
things
mean-
don't matter to him.
Not yet.
They don't, but they do to mommy.
Yeah. That's.
All of a sudden, Oliver was very loud, and I was like, "Is he about to bust up in here?"
I actually was thinking
We have
Candy in
guests.
the basement.
Yeah.
We should probably get to our questions. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Which one do you want to ask?
It doesn't matter. I don't have a preference. Do you have one that you prefer to ask?
I mean, I'll just ask the one thing. One
Okay.
thing.
Um.
Do you want to do the other one?
Yeah, I can do that one.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, they were down here.
They were coming in from outside of it. Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Anyway.
Great.
All right.
Do you want to ask first? Or I'm gonna ask first.
I can, I guess. Then that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Carry on.
So we have like a tradition. I don't know what to call it. Where we have like 2 questions that we ask every person that we talk to. And the first question is, of all the things you've experienced thus far, what is something that you felt the least prepared for in terms of being a mom? And it can be something that has directly to do with Trip or not. It doesn't have to be. It's entirely just one thing that you just were like, I was not ready for this, like at all.
I don't know. I feel like every day's a surprise.
Well, you're not wrong.
Like what's next?
I know
universe.
you're not wrong. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Least I think that whenever you have a child, you automatically assume that they're like you and that they'll be like you.
Sure.
But when you join, you've got 2 different personalities.
Mm-hmm.
And in my house, it's 2 extremely different personalities.
Mhm.
And that mixed into a little human being.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to see the things, his, I don't want to say shortcomings, but when I see something that I don't like about myself and he does it,
Mm-hmm.
that's hard to see. You know what
Yeah,
I
I
mean?
can see
Like,
that.
yeah, because I mean, I can be aggressive, but for the majority of the time, I'm not. You know, I get mad. I have to get to my point to where I'm actually like mad, but I let a lot of things slide.
Mhm.
You know, and it's not that he's a quitter or that I was ever a quitter, but he's got this personality that, you know, if he doesn't like something, he just doesn't do it. You know, like
Yeah.
if he tries something and he's not good at it, he's like, I'll try something else. You know,
Yeah.
like that's his, you know, and that's hard because I always, you know, I knew that about myself, because I'm the same way. But there was certain things, you know, that I liked and I tried really hard. I wanted to excel, so I put more into it.
Yeah.
But it's hard to watch when you want to teach them to do their best at everything.
Yeah.
You know, to give it 100%.
Yeah.
And so when I see his shortcomings of, you know, like that, and then I see it in myself,
You're like,
you know, because you just think that, I don't know, I guess it makes it more obvious of the things that maybe I gave him. Like I take fault in that, you know what I
right.
mean? Like I'm
Yeah.
like,
Sure.
that's my fault, you know.
Melinda's gonna feel like that when Ari is a teenager.
So, yeah, like
It's the same
that's
thing. Yeah.
that's probably, you know, because you can, you know that they're gonna teeth. You know
Those
that
are all
they're potty
things
training.
that-
These
sure,
are all
yeah.
things that, you know,
They have sleep regressions.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. That
Yeah.
you're
But
kind of
their personality.
the personalities. You don't
There's
know.
no way to be prepared for
You
that. No,
don't
that's true.
know, you
That's a
know,
good point.
and it's so and parenting is important, but at the end of the day, they are their own person, and you know, I'm telling you, your kid may not be like you. You
Yeah.
know, like
It's a
mine
weird balance.
It is
Yeah.
a weird balance. So that would probably be the thing that, you know, especially at this age, that he's coming into his own. You know, and he's coming into his own personality and
His
you
likes
know,
and dislikes.
exactly.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
adjusting that to yours, and you know, like I said, seeing pieces of yourself in your
Yeah.
kid that may not be pieces that you like, bad
Yeah.
habits
Yeah.
of yourself, and you're
Yeah.
like, you know, so that definitely,
Yeah.
you know, it makes you reflect on who you are as well.
Yeah.
You know,
No, I can see that for sure.
so that's
Yeah.
probably it.
Yeah.
Personality changes. Yes.
Yeah.
That is definitely something interesting to think about. 'Cause they do have personalities, man.
Yeah.
But, well, on a different note, similar note, what is one thing, just one thing, that you, one piece of advice that you received that you wish you would have received, that you would give, anything like that? One piece of advice that you would give to the moms out there.
Do you?
That's a good one.
You know, do you know, you as long as you are doing everything you can to you know,
Yeah.
give emotional, financial, you know, give everything you can to your kid. We all have bad days as a mother,
Yeah.
and you know, we have those days where we probably say, which y'all weren't there yet, but when your kids get a little bit older and they don't just step on your nerves, they
Piss you off.
jump on your nerves, and you know, you say things that you probably shouldn't. And you think, oh, God, I probably should not have said.
Oh no, we might be there.
Should not have said that. Like, cause you know that saying when people are like, you
Yeah.
hear things, and I remember myself saying it before I had Trip. I'll never be like that as a parent, or I would never.
I would never. I would never.
Yeah.
Never say
I would never.
because you don't know what the future holds.
If you're not a parent, you got no clue.
No
idea.
No, I said that about so many things. Yeah.
And now you're like, I'm an idiot. You know, like.
Yeah.
And
And now I try really hard not to say that anymore. Because,
Right.
like, you know, I don't, to your point, like, you don't know. Like,
You don't know.
so that would be my my advice is, you know, is if you're doing everything you possibly can,
Yeah.
and your child is healthy and your child is happy, and they are, you know, successful in whatever they're doing, screw them. You know, like if
Keep doing
people do you, because only you know what's best for your kid and for your family. You know,
Yeah.
no one else can tell you what works for you
Yeah.
except you.
yeah.
That is
So that would be my.
We definitely agree with that one.
definitely, that is 100% true. But,
For sure.
yeah. And thank you so much for being here with us.
Hey, it was fun.
And opening up about different things, and it's been like, I don't get to talk to Candice very often. We've only, the second time we've hung out.
Yeah,
So,
really.
I mean, really.
Yeah.
I mean, I know a lot about her because, Angel's talking about you. But, I'm just kidding.
Sweet Lord.
But
What do you say?
it's like, no, I mean, it's good
I can't
stuff.
say it on camera.
But, like, it's really been enlightening and, like,
Yeah.
getting to know you
Right.
Yeah.
through your journey through motherhood.
Yeah.
And it's been really awesome, and we appreciate you
Well,
opening
thank
up
you.
and being with
It's been
us.
fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
You'll get a shirt next year when we do
Next
season
year.
2. And we'll put your name on it.
Please
We
do.
will put your name on it.
Inside joke.
Was it a joke?
It was this morning.
But on that note, thank you for being with us and for hanging out for part 1 and part 2, because you totally watched part 1 of Candice's journey through motherhood.
Yep.
And make sure you are subscribed to our channel, hit the bell icon, so when the next Humanizing Moms comes out with a different amazing mom, you get notified. And, like this video because you love us. And Candice.
Share it.
Share it. Share it with the world. Comment down below what was something that really stuck with you from Candice's journey. Resignated. Sure, that's a great word.
Resonated? Resignated.
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 Follow us on social media at Momestly on Facebook. I was about to say MySpace. Holy Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And we will see you next time. Bye, moms.